your way to Bridge Street, are we? Ooh, do like your outfit. Proper city gent, innit? I am also on my way to Bridge Street. What do you think? Candice? Have we missed the 8:45 bus?
I have no idea.
I didn't think I was going to make it. Had a slight altercation with my last client. We was at it all afternoon. Well, you got to go along with their requirements, don't you? And as they say, customer's always right. Mind you, he knew exactly what he wanted. If I'd known it was going to rain, I'd have brought a coat or an umbrella.
It had been threatening all afternoon.
Oh, I hadn't noticed. I've been that busy with clients all afternoon, didn't have a chance to glance out the window, let alone check the weather. Half the time, didn't know if I was on me arse or me elbow.
Perhaps it had something to do with the way you're dressed.
I wasn't dressed then, you silly man. I put this on specially to come out. You are a cheeky gent.
So little of it, it was hardly worth putting on.
Oh, it is skimpy, I agree. But it got to go along with the spirit of it, don't you? Do you think my dress gives off the right vibe? You don't think I've overdone it, do you? I mean, I don't mind creating a sensation when I get into town, but I don't want to get arrested on the way there.
How you dress is no concern of mine.
Thanks, I'm sure.
Don't mention it.
So cold.
What do you expect dressed like that at this time of night?
True gent would offer me to shelter underneath his umbrella. Clearly, you are not a gent.
All right. You can share my umbrella on the understanding that it's shelter you seek, not a client. There.
Client? What do you mean?
I think you know well enough.
What happened to good old-fashioned chivalry?
It appears to be 8:58. What happened to your 8:45 bus?
Sometimes they take that one out of service. As you see by this location, there's very little demand.
What time is the next one?
9:45, if it runs. Sometimes they take that one off too. Then the next one's not till 10:45.
10:45? You might have mentioned this earlier. I've carried on walking rather than hanging around here engaged in this pointless conversation.
It's not for me to say how the bus company runs its timetable.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? It's all a game, a laugh at my expense. This guy looks gullible, you say. Let's have a laugh. Well, go on, laugh away. Today I'm a joke. I'm everybody's fool, even to a street girl like you.
I'm dressed like this to have a little fun in Bridge Street.
And there was you going on about how you and your client were at it all afternoon, and how you didn't know whether you were on your bottom or elbows.
Bottom. I was referring to the printing agency where I work and the advertising project we was working on.
I assure you, young lady, you do not need an advertising agency. You're doing fine on your own. You reckon this dress gives off the right vibe?
I'm glad it meets with your approval. A lot of trouble cutting down one of my better dresses into this, let alone my hairdo and putting all this slap all over my face.
Good heavens, brazen with it.
What is your problem?
Excuse me, my problem? Oh look, I'm sorry.
Pardon? I didn't hear you.
I said I'm sorry. I'm not usually this grouchy, it's just that I had a blitz of a day.
I'm a good listener. And they do say it helps to talk. Would you like to? Talk, I mean.
Yes, why not? After all, I've nothing else to lose. Let me outline my day. Richard Bryant, junior director in the company, and myself banked heavily on a contract we'd been pursuing for several months. Without going into minute detail, the contract went horribly wrong. The company lost heavily, culminating in Bryant losing the contract and me, my employment. If that weren't enough, my fiancée has just texted me to tell me that she and I are now finished. I'm close to being broke, heavily mortgaged, and without a friend. So as you can see, it hasn't been the best of days for me. Let me say though that in spite of your profession, you seem to be a lovely person, and I was wondering if maybe you and I could
My profession. My profession. There you go again. I don't usually talk to strangers, but as you and I were similarly dressed and heading for the same location, I assumed you wouldn't mind.
Similarly dressed, same location. What are you talking about?
Talking about the Tarts and Gentlemen's Fancy Dress Party on the corner of Bridge Street, you Wally. Why else would I be standing at a bus stop dressed like this?
I assure you I'm not in fancy dress, nor am I on my way to any party in Bridge Street.
So, you're a real gent. A city worker dressed for work.
Yes, of course.
Then what are you doing here? In this part of town? Slamming it at this bus stop at this time of the night?
I was passing this way on my way home when I paused to answer my telephone. I had no idea it was a bus stop until you turned up here to shelter under my umbrella.
Then why didn't you keep on walking? Was it because of me?
No.
What then?
Maybe it had something to do with the bridge in Bridge Street.
Bridge?
The lure of its relevant height and deep watery depths. That sort of thing.
You like gazing into the water? You're weird.
I didn't mean to look at it.
You mean to throw yourself in it? To drown?
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
And now?
Thanks to you, the moment has passed.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yes, I wouldn't have thought so at the time.
You're having me on.
Yes, I suppose I am. It's my fault. I wasn't thinking straight. Your dress in this seedy location led me to believe that, well, you know.
I can see what you mean.
Now that we've resolved our differences, why don't we go to the party in Bridge Street anyway? I know I'm not in fancy dress, but no one will notice the difference, and I could really do with the company. Come on, what do you say?
Brilliant idea. But what about the bus? It'll be ages before the next one. We could be waiting here all night.
What about a coffee? Somewhere local. By the way, my name's Brian. Brian Drew.
Candice Waterman. I work for the printers in the High Street. Hi, Brian.
Hello to you, Candice. So, what do you say about my coffee idea?
I like it, but I am wet and unsociably dressed. If you don't mind, I'd rather go home and change in something dry and suitable. I live close by, so why don't you come back to my place for a coffee? What is it? Did I get my words wrong?
No, it wasn't so much what you said as the way you said it.
What do you mean?
You sounded just like that TV commercial.
Oh, and you found me amusing?
No, the commercial and the look on her face when he says no. Sorry, go on.
No, you've spoilt my part.
I couldn't help but find it amusing, considering our presence here on the pretext of waiting for a bus to Bridge Street. Do go on.
No, Paul. You've spoilt the moment. It's finished. Oh, God, I called you Paul. I used your real name.
So what do we do about the script? Should we carry on?
I suppose we could go back a bit.
What if you go from, I like the idea, but...
Oh, okay. Yes, could do. Ready?
Yes, boss.
I like it, but I am wet and unsociably dressed. If you don't mind, I'd rather go home and change into something dry and suitable. I live close by, so why don't you come back to my place for a coffee?
Yes, I would like that.
On our way to Bridge Street, one of your better scripts, methinks.
I like this one too. So, why don't we go back to our place for that coffee?
Oh yes, why don't we?